Hey everyone, Pine Grove News Live. And this is Mark Lawrence. Blessings to everyone. Hope you're doing okay. Well, while we put this up, I'm gonna go see if we're live on YouTube, like we normally do. But in the meantime, we're all set at YouTube. In the meantime, in Enfield, Connecticut, it's 55 degrees. It was sunny most of the day, actually pretty darn pleasant. And I noticed coming home after work that, I know where all the kids are. They were all outside. So, yeah, well, at least they appeared to be in groups under 10, so I guess they're okay. Yeah. But we're going to hit 68 degrees on Friday, 48 degrees tomorrow and rain, and then 68 on Friday and rain. Then it's going to drop back down in the 40s. So what's going on Friday at 68 degrees? Well, I don't know, folks. Kind of, you ever been in a warm area in the swimming pool? Well, I don't know what's going on in heaven. So with that, we're going to give you, going to go over the notes first. Let's go and put up the screen for the current coronavirus update. I have you look that over while I go over the notes. And number one note that I have, well, besides the Dow falling again to 1,338.46 by the end of the day, and I guess they hit the circuit breaker again today. Don't know when that exactly happened, but man, it's every other day it's either up over 1,000 or close to 2,000 or down 2,000. So I don't know. I wasn't listening to the live news briefs. Heard some of it when I got home, but so apparently, Mr. Trump, our president, has enacted the Defense Production Act. Yeah, Defense Production Act. We'll go look that up in case you don't know what it is. I thought I had put it in here, but I don't see it. What's up with that? All right, so I don't see it. I don't know if here it is. And just go look, just like I did on Google, or wherever else, whatever other, what do you call them? It's either subscriber. Anyways, the Defense Production Act. So, in the United States, the federal law, it was enacted on September 8th of 1950. That was in response to the start of the Korean War. It was part of a broad civil defense and war mobilization effort in the context of the Cold War. It's implementing regulations, the defense priorities, and allocation system. Since 1950, the act has been reauthorized over 50 times. Okay, and I probably heard it, but I don't remember it. I know they used it in World War II because, we were making refrigerators in those years during the war. Yeah, and then we switched it all over to making, bullets and bombs and tanks and airplanes. Yeah, if we didn't have that ability to switch over and convert these manufacturing plants into something else, we could have easily been overwhelmed. The Luftwaffe, the flying ace, I don't know, the machines the Germans had, they were pretty good. Good aircraft and good pilots. But we overwhelmed them with the amount of aircraft that we made and could make. Yeah, so that's what that is, the Defense Production Act. That just means that they can go in there and to any factory that they deem necessary and take it over and tell them to refit things to make whatever we need. Now, I didn't hear the actual briefing or update, so I don't know what they're actually going to make. I guess it's going to be more face masks, more test kits, and so on and so forth. I hope they're going to make toilet paper too. That's what that Defense Production Act means, because basically him and Pence have called this thing a war, and yeah, I kind of believe that it is a war against the people. And it's but who's the enemy, right? Well, we know who the enemy is. So, with that, I mean, folks, I mean, now that the government is taking over, I mean, with the Wars Powers Act, I mean, it gives them broad capabilities to do other things too, besides the Patriot Act, which means that they just have a wider range of things that they can do to people. And, that was for cooperation between the agencies. Wars Power Act it basically means that, they can build a freaking army. The president can, and I believe Obama did. And I think they were brown shirts is what they called them. But in any case, they can just go and take over a certain area. Companies, that for whatever reason that they decide that they want to do it for, they can do it according to the Wars Powers Act. And so, the whole thing about this thing is that people, you should know that the government is just trying to get more control over us, and they obviously have it. But at what extent are they going to go to get total control or whatever you want? Because they want this new. I know Trump keeps saying America first and all this other stuff, but I don't know, folks. I think he's a prime candidate for doing quite the opposite. While he's saying peace, peace, behind the scenes is just setting things up, to bring in this new world order and this cashless society and the mark of the beast. And I hope you're paying attention. In the meantime, we got apparently a hospital ship off the coast of New York. And what else we got for the notes? We'll go over the earthquakes and a volcano that went off. And apparently, I don't know who it was, but they announced while I was listening to the news, apparently in Connecticut, we've had our first death from the coronavirus. Now, I'm going to look into that a little more because, obviously, for obvious reasons, where was it? If it was in a nursing home facility or people who worked for a nursing home facility. I mean, while we still remain locked down, there are holes in everything. All I know is we can't bring in our own lunches. Can't bring them in, in the home anyway. I kind of bring stuff anyway and keep it in the car, but they are supplying meals for us, at least lunch. And they've always given us one free meal a day. We have to sign a ticket, and that's pretty nice of them. I do agree. And let's see. Oh, yes, and Stop and Shop. While I was listening to the new news, Rush, who wasn't in today, somebody else was taking over. Stop and Shop says, don't worry about the toilet paper because we've got more coming, and we, are in contact with the supplier, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry, we're not running out of it. It's just that people are, either panic buying and or buying it just to try and make a profit off somebody. Yeah, and those people, I don't know. In a way, you can't really blame them because we do have, a system of capitalism. You go and buy something. I mean, in any case, but this is different. It is a pandemic, they're calling it. It is it's a world problem. It is like a war. And I guess California, as of midnight, I was told tonight, but I saw this what do you call it, alert that was sent out by Debbie Traveris at StopTheCrime.net that it went into effect yesterday. But so I'm not too sure what day it was, but I guess the medical martial law is going into effect tonight, and the other shelter in place was the other thing that they put out there. In any case, I'm just reading down to number 11. It's a PDF file that you can download from StopTheCrime.net. Just talks about the violations of any provision of this order constitute an immediate threat to public health, and you could be arrested and or fined and or imprisoned. So what they're saying, number 12 says that this order shall be effective as of 12:01 a.m. on March 17th. So this shelter in place was put in place at 12:01 a.m. yesterday, and will continue to be in effect until 11:59 p.m. on April 7th, or until it is extended, rescinded, superseded, or amended in writing by the health officer. So the title of this PDF, let me get back up there quickly, is it's from the Office of the Director, Contra Costa Health Services. I guess they put out this, it says, order of the health officer of the county of Contra Costa, directing all individuals living in the county to shelter at their place of residence, except that they may leave to provide or receive certain essential services or engage in certain essential activities and work for essential businesses and government or governmental services. So exempting individuals experiencing homelessness from the shelter in place order, but urging them to find shelter and government agencies to provide it. Directing all businesses and government agencies to cease non-essential operations at physical locations in the county, prohibiting all non-essential gatherings of any number of individuals, and ordering cessation of all non-essential travel. So, and it goes in, it breaks it all down. So that was on StopTheCrime.net. Just going to hot topics. Yeah, and I don't know, there's a rumor, I guess, non-essentials, you got a shelter in place, so you cannot go out. I mean, somebody was talking to me about not being able to drink alcohol in California or buy it. Now, I don't know if they can stop you from drinking alcohol. They can certainly stop you from traveling the streets unless it's essential. And I guess going to the, alcohol store. I haven't bought alcohol in such a long time, I even forgot what the heck they call them. It's not a drugstore. Anyway. For 3 weeks, supposedly people in Sonoma County got text to that effect. And yes, a shelter in place would prevent you from doing things like that. You can go out and get groceries. You can go to your doctors, for visits like that. I mean, they're just making everybody and just tell them to stay indoors. Why? I mean, I know you don't want this thing spread. I think if you just let people go about their normal stuff, this thing will spread like it's supposed to, because I believe that's what the first one was made to do, and it was made to spread at a rapid rate. And yes, people will get sick, and unfortunately, people will die, but it will do it whether you let people go around doing their own thing or whether you shelter in place and it comes back later, or just they're talking about a leveling out. And that's how you're going to level out, by not letting it spread. But somebody else, somewhere along the line, is still going to carry it in any case. Yeah, so I think that was it. Oh, yeah, and this other thing. This is, I don't know what kind of, I mean, Trump is talking about a check in the mail, right? A check in the mail. They're saying the first one will go out about April 6th. Oh, and your tax returns, I guess, don't have to be put in until what, July, they said? Until July. But, state incomes, those are different. So this is your federal. The federal does not have to be in until July now. So that's good, because I owe $800 to them. How the heck that happened, I'm trying to find out. And then another one on May 18th. So you have two checks, and they're trying to figure out the amount. Trump, on TV didn't know the exact amount, but here's one amount that has been out there, and it's going to be people who make $100,000 a year or less will get $4,000, and people who make over $100,000 will be getting $2,000 each individual. Just imagine how much this is going to cost, and then go and bail out these businesses that are mandated to either shut down, like restaurants, shut down, or take out and pick up only. And, businesses like bars, I mean, they're basically closing them, and other businesses. And now, the government's going to come in and tell other businesses, well, we need this right away, so start making this. And I'm sure they'll get compensated for it too. Everybody's going to get compensated for their losses. Even the people who are losing their businesses, whatever. Mortgage payments are being, put on hold in most cases, I heard. Not to worry about that. Foreclosures are stopping at the moment. They're not going to proceed with any of them at the moment. So I don't know, people. We already were trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. And yeah, this country, the Fed, can just go and print this paper money, because basically it's just paper. It's worthless, and it's got to be backed by something. So what if somebody somewhere along the line says, well, what are you backing all this money with? I don't think the United States has answered that in quite a long time. So anyway, who's going to pay for it all? They're going to try and get it from us. They even thought about, instead of this $2,000 or $4,000 check, to actually get your payroll checks and not take anything out of your payroll checks, so that you will get, all your taxes, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, all that stuff, not taken out of your check. And I heard that there was just a one check. That wouldn't do nothing. Yes, it's still, over $100 per week, at least in mine, that they take out that I don't see, Yeah, if they could do that for like 6 months, that would be great. Maybe even 3 months. and get all that money back that the government, people, but they decided not to do that here yet so far, because it would just remind people, just how much money we are actually paying to them. And how do you think all this is going to be repaid? We're going to pay for it. So it's not just going to be your grandchildren's grandchildren who are going to keep paying this debt. It's going to go a lot further than that, a lot further. It's going to be your grandchildren's grandchildren's children's grandchild and their grandchildren. I don't know, but heck, man, I don't think that's sustainable. I didn't think that what we're going through right now is sustainable. Where is all the money? Keep asking that. We know where all the money is. So I just want to report on, I guess, one or two other things before we give you the updates for the corona. This rare, I don't know how you pronounce this, Meteotsunami slams into Praia do Cassino in Rio Grande, Brazil. But in case you didn't hear of that, I didn't know what a meteor tsunami is. So I went and looked it up. And here's what basically what it is. So these meteor tsunamis are large waves that scientists are just beginning to better understand. Unlike tsunami triggered by seismic activity, these meteotsunamis are driven by air pressure disturbances often associated with fast-moving weather events, such as severe thunderstorms, squalls, and other storm fronts. The storm generates a wave that moves towards the shore and is amplified by a shallow continental shelf and inlet, bay, or other coastal features. So they're saying that these things are known, but they haven't known a lot about them. And they get a lot of them. Lake Superior, they're saying right here, has got one or gets them. I didn't really read anything else besides that. So that's what that is, generated by storm fronts. So there you have it. State of India activates National Guard in response to the COVID-19. That was yesterday. Phoenix mayor declares state of emergency amid coronavirus pandemic. That was yesterday as well. Texas governor activates National Guard. Yeah, I've heard also, and I didn't see that, but somebody from Ohio said that they have tanks in their vicinity in some park or something. Tanks in Ohio. Don't know exactly where in Ohio. Maybe I heard Cleveland, but I'm not sure. Isn't Cleveland a pretty big city? And so, okay, we already went through the Production Act. This is the link to stopthecrime.net in this order of the health officer shelter in their place of residence. Apparently, they have to do it for 3 weeks. And this was kind of funny. Facebook, spam bug could be responsible for blocking news articles about coronavirus pandemic. So, hey, man, even Facebook has a virus or a bug, huh? So anyway, Facebook is blocking users from posting some legitimate news articles about the coronavirus in what appears to be a bug in its spam filters. Well, it's kind of like those two really don't go together anyway. Anybody ever try spam? I've eaten spam, actually. It's an acquired taste. But I remember one year when I had to eat a lot of it, that and government cheese. It fills, fills the hole. Yeah, it was food. Nowadays, they got all kinds of spam, teriyaki spam and barbecued and smoked and all this other stuff like everything else. Yes, just add a couple chemicals here, a couple chemicals there, and yeah, you've got different flavored spam. I actually bought a few, and they are in my emergency supplies. I believe we still have them. So, yeah, okay. Facebook has a bug too. So let's go over some of these other things that we normally go over first. Volcano erupts following a 4.2 earthquake in Italy amid coronavirus lockdown. And those people are going to hell, huh? Hell on earth. Yeah, so 4.2. And just going to go through a couple earthquakes that were recent. This one today, 6.3 in the Kangen, Indonesia. Not unusual in this area. Let's see if I can, back out of it. So, Malaysia, that's northwest, Australia, that area. Indonesia, Indonesia. 5.7 in Magna, Utah. Yeah, they're saying they haven't had one at that magnitude in 28 years, I think they said. I would think that they'd have a little bit more than that. But there's where the epicenter is. So right around this lake. I wonder if they had a tsunami, a little meteor tsunami. Yeah, there you go. I was thinking about the Iran general and, this at the same time. So my brain kind of works double time, but my mouth only, gets half of it. It's a good thing, or else this would be a 2-hour news thing, huh? Yeah, I can't have that. No way. Well, there you have it. That's about where that was. Let's go out one more. Right there. Okay, and there were others. This 5.0 in northern Alaska. And they had a 6-pointer the other day in Vanuatu as well. Normal. Very normal. So let's see where this one in Alaska was. Okay, unsure. Oh, that's up there pretty high. I don't normally see them up that high, but Alaska is, we're used to hearing earthquakes in Alaska and over this side in Russia. Yeah, I bet you there's all kinds of weapons being set up here and here. Pretty darn close to Russia right there. Bet you there's stories out there. I've heard of stories. All right, so, all right, before we get to this silly stuff, I want to give you the Corona update. All right, so we'll just go. This was on Monday. We were at 4,138 in the U.S., 7,079 total deaths. So, and then Tuesday, the deaths went up to, almost 800 in one day. We went up to 5,894. That's over, 1,100, over 1,000 in one day. And I believe it jumped even worse than that today. Yeah, you're talking almost 2,000 today, and death toll up to 8,700. Therefore, almost 1,000 people in one day died, and 2,000 in one day in the U.S. Of course, they're testing more people now, so you're going to find that number rising quite a bit. Total confirmed 214,000. Yeah. So there are your numbers for that. And we'll keep you up to date. So let's get back to the last three stories I got here. It's just, the crazy things people are doing. I'm going to try to include that every week if I can, or every time I come on, 3 times a week. Here, big, this is, I don't know why this has to make mainstream media news too. But people are calling 911 to report coughing neighbors. Yeah. Hold on, I got something on my tongue. It feels like probably a dog hair. I hate that. Anyway, I think that's kind of ridiculous. Where are people's minds? Yeah, the Lord said he's going to give people strong delusions so that they believe a lie. See a lot of that going on everywhere. A lot of fear over nothing. Well, take care of your parents. Take care of your elderly. That's who at least the first strain is going after. Now, I've heard a rumor, but I haven't really checked on, excuse me, I haven't really checked on the numbers, data. I'm going to try and, go from the source and then figure out. But we do know that there are 2 strains out there. Now, according to some people, every time the coronavirus affects someone, it's changed. So apparently there's some rumor out there that there's another strain that is going after children. Now, I don't know the ages. I would say teenage and below. I don't know if this is somebody fear-mongering or whatever it is, but I just want you to know that. You should always protect your children, keep their hands, because they get everything. They also handle it very well, too. So, call screaming and wailing of arms and feet because they're uncomfortable. But anyway, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All I know, people, is this shelter in place, all these other things that are going on. I think it's just going to slow the process down for now. In any case, we're still going to watch it. We're still going to pay attention. They're claiming that we're at the top of the bell and we're going to be heading back down, but I don't see that happen. I think it's going to get a lot worse, especially here in the United States. And there are other places that, who are they talking about? South Korea, or maybe it wasn't one of the Koreas. Any case, that's even China claims that they're on their way down as far as spreading it. But anyways, in this story, I just have to put out there too, because we always talk about Omar and OAC, or whatever her name is, ACD, DDS. This one, Congressman Rashida Tlaib. Okay, you remember her caught on video saying that she's going to, saying to the crowd that she was going to impeach the mother trucker. You remember that? Yeah. She obviously is a Muslim, but she also retweets, F blank, 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 Trump's National Day of Prayer. Now, this will tell you who she is. So President Trump's proclamation, and we know is last weekend, naming Sunday, March 15th, as a National Day of Prayer, invited all faiths to participate in the asking God for added wisdom, comfort, and strength. But this apparently was unacceptable to Muslim Representative Rashida Tlaib, who chose to retweet Parkland High School shooting survivor and gun control advocate David Hogg's tweet. And Hogg wrote, "Don't let this administration address COVID-19 like our national gun violence epidemic. F blank, 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 a national day of prayer. We need immediate comprehensive action. No, yeah, so the heck with our national day of prayer. Obviously, they believe in their own prayer. I don't know. I just don't care. People like this, I mean, and you voted these people in, or at least the people in, what's MI? Michigan or Missouri? One of them. I think, Democrat. I think it's, I'm going to say Missouri, or is it Missouri MR or MS? I don't know. It's one of those two states. Any case, and this is the last one. There's another challenge going out there. And this one is just downright disgusting. And it shows you where people's morals and just where their heads are at. It's, are you going to let me go there now or what? Also from End Time Headlines, this model, supposedly a model, licks a toilet seat in bid to contract the virus in a sick new coronavirus challenge. I mean, you're going to tell these people to shelter in place for 2-3 weeks, who knows how long, and then, take away their entertainment. I guess they can watch Netflix, right? But, no sports, no live stuff. And then you think it'll just get worse. So anyways, a new danger. I mean, you're not just talking coronavirus now. You're talking all kinds of diseases that could be left on a toilet bowl seat. Okay? This woman really needs to be evaluated for some kind of, mental disorder. Put it bluntly. So this new dangerous trend is circulating on the social media called the coronavirus challenge, where people are challenging one another to try to contract the virus by doing outrageous things. One such example is an Instagram model from Miami, Florida, named Ava Louise, 22 years old. There you go. Social media influencer who recently filmed herself licking a toilet seat as part of this new challenge in a bid to go viral. So the model was slammed after posting a video of herself licking a toilet seat. Ava, who has appeared on the Dr. Phil twice, claimed she was in the bathroom of an airplane when attempting to kickstart the TikTok trend. Oh, man. Yeah, listen to this. John, the video was responded with immediate hostility, with Meghan McCain, daughter of U.S. Senator John McCain, going as far as to call for her to be jailed. Put her a blank blank in jail. Others reacted similarly, with one user writing, I wouldn't doubt if something like this, if somebody knew that they had coronavirus and I don't know, for whatever reason, they would do something like that and just go around and start touching everybody, kissing them, smacking them, licking them. Yeah, they would probably be arrested for attempted murder, right? You could do it. I've seen people do that when, with this HIV things, a lot of people have been arrested for attempted murder for that stuff, knowing that they had this disease and, still had unprotected sexual intercourse. Anyways, man, we are living in a very strange and dark and getting darker by the day, by the hour. And all I can say is, Maranatha, everyone. God bless everyone. Peace out.